We're going to cover how to send metrics to Prometheus. Here we have a fast API application. This is the web server, which is going to send synthetic data because this is running on local. It's not a production application. It's going to send synthetic data about request count and CPU usage. Basically, we picked these two metrics because they are slightly distinct, and it covers a counter metric and it'll cover a gauge metric, and we'll look into how two of them are different. We have Prometheus settings. Basically, this settings tells how to scrape the metrics. It's gonna scrape the metrics from a gateway every 10 seconds. The reason why we are using a gateway is because that's a very common architecture to send metrics to Prometheus. Basically, a gateway in between or a collector in between will receive all the metrics, and then Prometheus will get the metrics from that collector. So let's look into Docker Compose. So Docker Compose, you will notice that there are three versions of the same app or three instances of the same app. What I'm doing here is basically I'm imitating a load balancer with multiple web servers, and each web server is indicated by a different instance name. We have a push gateway. This is where all the metrics will be sent to from the web server. And then we have Prometheus running, and Prometheus is going to scrape the metrics from push gateway. One more thing, I'm using a library called Prometheus client. This is the official Prometheus library. And if you notice, I have imported them, and that's how I'm creating collector and gauge, and then pushing the data to the push through to with this function to push gateway. But if you are to implement some other library, you need to be careful about few things. And we will cover all of that as this series continues. But yeah, you need to be careful. Like if you're using the Prometheus client, you are making sure you're sending data the right way. But if you're using something else, you need to be careful. Next is we are gonna shut down. Let's rebuild this. We rebuilt. If there is any instance running, we'll shut it down, and then we are gonna start the Docker Compose stack. Let's look at Docker now. The Compose stack is up. You will notice a push gateway, Prometheus instance, and three web servers. The three web servers will send simulated data to Prometheus. And then we have three distinct metrics. So basically, two distinct metrics. One is app request total, and then app CPU usage percentage. Gauges are usually simpler, so we'll cover gauge first. So app CPU usage percent. We are gonna look into the Prometheus instance, and we are gonna look into whether the data is showing up or not. This is a very handy tool. It's easier to do it in local than in production, so that's why I'm doing, just to show how the data shows up inside Prometheus. Okay, so now here you will see that there is an entry every 10 seconds for each app 1, app 2, and app 3, and then they are equally spaced out by 10 seconds. This is the timestamp. This is Unix epoch timestamp in milliseconds. This is the actual entry of the gauge. So this is the CPU percentage for app 1 at this point in time, simulated data, and then this is the series name, or this is the metric name. All metrics are grouped by their unique metric name. So these are all grouped together because they have the same metric name. And then these are all grouped together because the metric name changes to app2. The instance label changes from instance app 1 to instance app 2. And this is another group. And we need to remember that these are distinct groups, because if you don't group them separately, they're all put together. And let me show you what I mean. So we are going to query app CPU usage percent. Let's open the UI where we can query. So here you see there are three entries, but I want to look into app 1. So I will do instance equal to app 1 and execute. Once I execute, you will see only one entry. However, here there are multiple entries. So for app 1, you will notice that there are several entries with 10 second intervals. But we are only seeing the latest.